In this video, I'm going to take this super luxury SUV that is the Rolls-Royce Cullinan and redesign it into a super luxury Rolls-Royce truck. Before we get crazy here and dissect the Cullinan and turning it into a truck, I need to show you what actually needs to happen here with this package in order to make it into a truck. I've seen a few renders of the Cullinan being turned into a truck, and I think a lot of them are missing one really important ingredient, and that is the wheelbase. You can't really have this same wheelbase here, and what I'm talking about when I talk about wheelbase is this distance right here from axle to axle. You can't have the same wheelbase as you have on the SUV if you're going to turn this into a truck. And the reason for that is, think about it, if Rolls-Royce were to create this top of the line truck, a very luxurious vehicle, you wanted to seat 5 people super comfortably, and you also want to have a massive luggage space and bed, of course, that is going to be bigger than what we have here. Otherwise, what's the point of making it into a truck if you can't have more luggage space in the back? So what I've done here with this picture, it actually stopped somewhere around here, the entire image of this Cullinan here. So I've extended the whole frame so that we can build out this part right here to somewhere around this point. And that means that the wheelbase of the back is going to have to move back to somewhere around this point right here. So we have the wheel now even further back and creating this super long wheelbase of the Cullinan truck that we're going to create here. And I think it's going to look really cool because if you look at the key lines of a Rolls-Royce, any Rolls-Royce, what they do have is they have a very stately presence, and that's all because of this shoulder line here. Let's make it white so you can see it right here. You have a strong shoulder, you also have a strong solid baseline, and then you have this typical Rolls-Royce line right here in the middle that kind of goes into a square in the back here and then continues down like that. So if we have these lines looking so good on the Cullinan here, unbroken, uninterrupted, very strong lines, and they're so long on the Cullinan, and on the truck we're gonna make them even longer, and I think that is going to look very, very good. Another thing that adds to the stateliness of any Rolls-Royce is the end point of these lines here. So you have 3 key lines, or even 4 if we talk about the roof line here. You have these lines here, and they are so well defined, not just in the line itself but also in the end point. So you have a very vertical front end, you also have a very vertical rear end, so it creates this solid looking piece of machinery. That's something that we're going to transform and implement in the truck as well. One more thing I quickly want to mention here is, since it's a truck and since it's a Rolls-Royce, how do we keep the elegance of Rolls but still making it feel a little bit more rugged than what we have here? And what I'm going to do to get it more rugged than what it is right now is to remove all these silver trim pieces right here, and I want to make all of these turn black. And that is going to be pretty much the only different graphic that we're going to add to the truck from the original Cullinan. I also want to emphasize this line more than what it is right now, and I want to have it go into the rear more here, so we have some sort of indent here that continues up and just frames the rear end, something like this. Since this part right here from the rear axle back is going to be much longer than we have on the Cullinan, I want to have the graphics from the side continue into that part of the side as well, because we have that space and we can emphasize that line even more. So why not take advantage of that space right there? With that said, let's get to work and let's see how this truck is going to turn out. Now, I want to mention something really cool that happened the other day. In the car design world, there are only a handful of legends that spent their entire lifetime designing cars, and Frank Stevenson is one of these designers. Motor Trend even called him one of the most influential automotive designers of our time, and I couldn't agree more. So here I am editing my videos, and then I start getting DMs from some of you guys, I guess, that Frank Stevenson had mentioned me and my work in one of his videos. This is a huge deal to me because Frank has been a massive influence on me and inspiration in my years in high school and university and studying car design. I mean, he's the legend behind cars such as the Maserati MC12, the Ferrari F430, Fiat 500, McLaren P1, and a bunch of other beautiful looking machines. So when he mentions my work in his video, it's a big deal for me, and I just wanted to mention this to say thank you. Frank, if you're watching this, I really appreciate the mention, and I'm really excited about your YouTube channel. So if you haven't gone and checked out Frank's YouTube channel, and if you're interested in car design, I would definitely recommend you go and check out his videos, especially his new series here when he talks about how all of these cars, like the McLaren P1 for example, came to be, and he even sketches out the cars in the videos. It's really cool to see, and if you're into car design, it really is a must to go and check out his channel. And I will link that below in the description. So thank you again, Frank, if you're watching this. I really look forward to see you grow your YouTube channel. And there we have it, guys. That's my redesign of the Royce Cullinan, turning it into a massive, super luxurious, top-of-the-line truck. You know, I think this isn't too far off. If you think about what trucks used to be back, let's say, only 10, 15, 20 years ago, it used to be simple, and for the working man, the blue-collar man, to get a truck for his work, and it was very bare bones and not really a lot of equipment or options to choose from. But nowadays you have trucks in their almost base version costing almost as much as a luxury sedan. And I think the space for trucks is changing more into luxury vehicles and less of a sort of work vehicle. But we still have both. But I think Rolls-Royce putting out a truck like this, it's not too far off what could actually happen in the future, specifically for the US market, which is all crazy about trucks, as we know. This was a lot of fun to create and see how it turned out, and I really like the long wheelbase of this car, and also the black trim suits the off-road version of the Cullinan here, especially that silver part in the back, in the rear, in the lower bumper there. I really don't like the silver part of that on the original Cullinan, so it looks a lot better here in black. It gives a more rugged look, and it also gives a more look that it's more protected down there, and also in the front as well. I hope you enjoyed this video. I'm TheSketchMonkey, and if you did enjoy this video, which I think you did since you're here in the end of the video, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel if you are new. Take care, and I will see you in the next video.